If you've ever felt completely drained after giving everything to someone who barely gives you crumbs back, this video will change your life. I'm about to expose the one thing that's keeping you stuck in toxic cycles, and it's not what you think. Stay until the end because I'm giving you a 4-day ritual that will literally rewire how you show up in relationships. Plus, I'm sharing the 3 warning signs that you're about to fall back into old patterns and how to catch yourself before you do. Let's go. Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome to Manifesting Miracles with Joelle. Before we dive deep, let me ask you something. When was the last time someone asked you, "What do you need?" and you actually had an answer? If you're sitting there thinking, well, that's exactly what we're here to fix today. Here's what nobody tells you about overgiving. It's not love. It's fear wearing a designer mask. You think you're being generous, but you're actually running a scam on yourself. You're trading your energy for the possibility of love. And honey, that's not a love story. That's a business transaction. I used to be the queen of this. I'd give until I was empty, then wonder why I felt invisible. I'd show up with everything I had, then feel bitter when it wasn't matched. I'd be the friend who remembered everyone's birthday, but felt forgotten on mine. I'd be in relationships where I was the therapist, the cheerleader, and the safety net, but never the priority. Sound familiar? Here's the plot twist that will blow your mind. The more you overgive, the less people value you. It's basic psychology. What's free has no worth. But here's what's even more mind-blowing. We're actually training people to take advantage of us. The truth is, overgiving isn't actually about them. It's about you being terrified that you're not enough, just as you are. So you perform, you people please, you become a human pretzel, twisting yourself into what you think they need. And all the while, the real you is dying inside. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about love is backwards? What if the secret to being chosen isn't giving more, but receiving yourself? I discovered this after hitting rock bottom in my relationships. I was exhausted, resentful, and completely disconnected from who I actually was. The breaking point came when I was in a friendship where I was always the one calling, always the one planning, always the one checking in. One day, I decided to stop initiating contact just to see what would happen. 3 months went by, 3 months of silence. That's when I realized I wasn't in a friendship. I was in a one-person relationship. That night, I cried harder than I had in years, not just about that friendship, but about all the ways I had been abandoning myself. I was grieving the person I had been before I learned to contort myself for love. That's when I created what I call the fear to flow method. And in just 4 days, I'm talking 4 days, I went from being an emotional ATM to someone who attracts reciprocal, healthy love. The results? My relationships became mutual instead of one-sided. I stopped attracting energy vampires. And for the first time in my life, I felt seen for who I actually am, not what I do. But here's what shocked me the most. The people who truly loved me didn't go anywhere. They actually respected me more. The ones who disappeared, they were never really there for me anyway. They were there for what I could provide. The best part? This isn't about becoming selfish or cold. It's about becoming magnetic. Okay, let's dive into the 4-day method that changes everything. Day 1, name your fear monster. Most people skip this step, but it's the most important. You need to get brutally honest about what you're afraid will happen if you stop overgiving. Write this down. If I stop giving everything, I'm afraid that. Then fill in the blank with what comes to your mind. Don't be surprised if your answers are any of these. They'll leave me. I'll be alone. I'm not lovable just as I am. I'll be replaced. These are very common fears. But here's the magic. Once you name the fear, it loses its power over you. It's like turning on the lights and realizing the monster was just a pile of clothes. Day 2. The empathy flip. If you're an empath, you're probably incredible at reading other people's energy. But when did you last check in with your energy? Before you tune into them, tune into you. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? What's my body telling me? What would make me feel held? This isn't selfish, it's self-preservation. Day 3, energy recall ritual. This one's powerful. You're going to call back all the energy you've been leaking. Write this exact phrase. I call back all energy I sent out in fear, in desperation, in trying to be enough. I reclaim my power. I return to myself. Then burn it safely. I know it sounds woo-woo, but the science is real. You're literally rewiring your neural pathways. Day 4. This is where the real transformation happens. If you grew up thinking love equals struggle, then peace might feel boring to you. If you learned that love requires sacrifice, then mutual respect might feel foreign. But that's the healing. Real love doesn't require you to audition for it. Real love is mutual effort. Feeling safe to be yourself. Not having to guess where you stand. Write down your new definition of love. What does it look like? How does it feel? How do people treat you in this new paradigm? Then ask yourself, if I believed I was already worthy, how would I show up differently? This question will change your life because it shifts you from proving your worth to assuming it. Now, here's something crucial that most people don't talk about. The warning signs that you're about to fall back into old patterns. Because healing isn't linear, and you need to know how to catch yourself. Warning. Sign 1, the justification. You start making excuses for other people's poor behavior. They're just stressed. They didn't mean it. They're going through a hard time. While compassion is beautiful, chronic excuse-making is a red flag that you're slipping back into people-pleasing mode. Warning sign 2, the emergency feeling. You feel like you have to respond immediately to every text, every request, every crisis. That urgency you feel? That's not love, that's anxiety. Real love can wait for you to finish your lunch. Warning sign 3, the resentment buildup. You're doing things for people but feeling bitter about it. This is your soul telling you that you're giving from the wrong place. Healthy giving feels good. Toxic giving builds resentment. When you notice these signs, pause and ask yourself, am I giving from overflow or emptiness right now? Here's what happens when you complete this 4-day reset. First, you stop attracting people who only want what you can give them. Your energy literally changes, and suddenly you're magnetic to people who see your value, not just your utility. Second, you become selective. You start asking, is this connection adding to my life or draining from it? And you actually listen to the answer. Third, and this is the big one, you realize that the love you were desperately seeking outside, you already had it inside. You just needed to give it to yourself first. But here's the part that might surprise you. Some people won't like the new you. The people who benefited from your overgiving might push back. They might call you selfish or say you've changed. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. You've remembered who you are. I've had thousands of people use this method, and the transformations are insane. Jennifer went from being used by her friends to having a circle that actually supports her. She told me, for the first time in my life, I have friends who remember my birthday without me reminding them. David stopped chasing unavailable partners and attracted someone who pursues him. He said, I used to think love was supposed to be hard. Now I'm in the easiest relationship of my life. The common thread? They all stopped abandoning themselves to be chosen by others. But here's what I didn't expect when I first discovered this method. It doesn't just change your relationships, it changes your entire life. When you require respect in romantic relationships, you also start respecting yourself in every area of life. You eat better, you sleep better, you speak to yourself better. Self-respect is contagious. It spreads to every corner of your existence. When you stop overgiving in relationships, you also stop overgiving at work. You start asking for that raise. You stop staying late every night to fix other people's mistakes. When you value your energy in friendships, you also start valuing your time. You stop saying yes to every social obligation that drains you. When you require respect in romantic relationships, you also start respecting yourself in every area of life. You eat better, you sleep better, you speak to yourself better. Self-respect is contagious. It spreads to every corner of your existence. Look, you can keep doing what you've always done and getting the same draining results. Or you can try this 4-day method and see what happens when you finally choose yourself. The choice is yours, but remember, every day you wait is another day you're teaching people that your energy is free and your boundaries are optional. If this hit you in the feels, smash that like button and comment "Ready" below. I read every single comment, and I want to celebrate your commitment to choosing yourself. And if you want the detailed journal prompts and the complete ritual guide, I'm dropping the link in the description. It's free because this message needs to reach everyone who's been giving their power away. Remember, you were never too much. You were just giving your too much to people who were too little. The right people won't require you to shrink. The right people won't make you beg for basic respect. The right people will meet you where you are and love you for who you are, not what you do. Subscribe if you want more content that actually changes your life, not just your feed. YouTube thinks you will like this video next. Let's see if they are right. I will see you in the next video.